Only a few meters remain before the young calf escapes this river of death. But right behind, a prehistoric predator has locked onto its helpless target. The mother senses the danger, but the distance between them is too wide. A single, precise bite from these ancient jaws can end everything in seconds. To understand how they got trapped, by the end of the dry season, this scorched land has run out of life-saving water. Hundreds of desperate buffaloes are forced to migrate in search of the last water source. In the middle of this herd, a newborn calf embarks on its very first journey. Its fragile, unstable legs were never built for such a harsh, grueling march. The protective mother keeps her young close, knowing that falling behind means certain death. But the thirsty buffaloes are not the only creatures moving toward the distant river. An apex predator has already spotted the smallest and most vulnerable target. She does not hunt alone. Two other pride members stealthily join the chase. They fan out into a strategic crescent, waiting for the herd to show weakness. One cuts off the path ahead, while the others apply silent pressure from behind.
Each lagging step is turning the young calf into an increasingly obvious target.
And then, the exact moment the patient predators were waiting for finally arrives. The mother cannot abandon her calf, but stopping means separating from the herd. The distance is shrinking rapidly as the predator prepares to unleash its first sprint. The two buffaloes resume their escape, but they have now been marked for death. Ahead lies a narrow earth corridor where the herd's defensive formation is useless. Blinding clouds of thick dust prevent the panicked animals from seeing each other. The ambushed lioness is already perfectly positioned on the high bank above. She does not strike yet. Her main objective is to trigger total panic.
Hundreds of massive bodies instantly transform the narrow passage into a stampeding torrent.
In just seconds, the young calf is separated from its only line of defense. The second lioness instantly capitalizes on this sudden, perfect opportunity. Hearing her calf's distressed cries, the mother charges back into the chaotic stampede. She arrives at the exact split second the deadly leap is launched. The attack fails, but the persistent predators are far from giving up. The chaotic sounds of the chase have caught the attention of rivals. Hyenas lack the lion's strength, but their overwhelming numbers make them lethal. They begin their harassment, forcing the exhausted mother to constantly change direction. Every single defensive charge drains more of the mother's precious energy. But the lionesses have no intention of sharing their hard-earned prize. This violent clash between predators gives the buffaloes a brief window to escape. They rejoin the herd, but the path ahead holds an even greater danger. This vital river is also the home of ancient, patient underwater executioners. No one wants to dive first, but behind them, the predators are closing in. Beneath the deceptive silence, giant Nile crocodiles are preparing to strike. They can starve for weeks, patiently waiting for this single chaotic crossing. Finally, a brave pioneer bull steps down into the treacherous deep. Once the leader commits, hundreds of buffaloes instantly plunge in behind him. But the young calf has never faced such a deep, powerful current. With the lions blocking its retreat, the calf has no choice but to leap. The river immediately transforms into a chaotic maze of mud, splashing, and panic. Attacking a full-grown buffalo is too risky, forcing the crocodiles to seek easier prey. The reptile quickly targets the smallest, weakest swimmer at the back of the herd. A sudden, powerful undercurrent sweeps the young calf away from its mother's side. The mother reaches the far side, only to realize her baby is missing. Under the water, the massive predator is closing in from the calf's blind spot. Exhausted and overwhelmed, the calf's head begins to dip below the water. Suddenly, the mother spots the massive reptile stalking her helpless baby. The ancient predator strikes, aiming a lethal bite at the calf's hind leg. The bite misses, but the violent splash sends the fragile calf underwater. Without hesitation, the mother directly attacks one of the river's deadliest killers.
The powerful blow forces the reptile back, but the hunt is not over. The calf gasps for air, aiming for a nearby muddy bank.
But the initial chaos has summoned another massive monster from the shadows. The mother shields her baby, placing her own body as a heavy barrier. The calf finally climbs out, but the steep, muddy bank is incredibly slick. A patient lioness has tracked the herd and waits right at the top. With lions above and crocodiles below, the buffaloes are completely trapped.
The lioness strikes before the young calf can rejoin the protective herd.
Though utterly exhausted, the brave mother unleashes a furious, powerful headbutt. But turning her back to the river, invites an immediate reptilian attack. While the predators fight for position, the calf spots a narrow escape route. The mother retreats from the water just before the crushing jaws snap shut. But the entire lion pride has now gathered on the high bank. The three predators form a tight circle, blocking any path to safety. The mother can only defend one angle, while attacks can come from anywhere. One lioness makes a feint attack, drawing the mother's attention away. Instantly, the second predator exploits the newly opened gap. The distance is too short. This time, the mother might be too late. But at the very last second, a massive ally charges into the fray.
He does not come alone. The herd's strongest defenders are returning to help. A solid wall of heavy horns forms between the predators and the calf. When a single buffalo becomes a herd, the balance of power shifts instantly. The apex predator quickly realizes that this hunt has turned into a fight. The pride retreats to the high ground, watching for any final mistake.
For the first time today, the exhausted calf is surrounded by its protectors.
The crossing is over, but the journey to the green plains is unfinished. After hours of relentless running and swimming, the calf's energy is completely spent. Stopping once more could easily separate them from the moving herd again. And this time, a massive male lion has spotted their vulnerability. The exhausted mother prepares for a final, desperate stand to protect her baby. But just as the male lion prepares to spring, the ground begins to shake. The herd has turned back. This time, no member will be left behind. The predator accepts defeat, and the calf rises to rejoin the secure herd. On this harsh savanna, surviving today is simply the chance to fight tomorrow.